Hello again, everyone. This is Game Collector, and what you are looking at now is the Tri-Burning Gundam. Here is the what is that? The Gundam Dual Company card it came with. It actually has stats on there, and since the camera's autofocus doesn't work anymore, I'm going to have to read it. The newest suit of the Jigen Hao-Ryu expert Sekai Kamiki, optimized for close combat. Its speed lets it close in on opponents before they can react. Hit points are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they're in increments of 5. That's 14. Attack is 18, armor 9, speed 16, cost 6, and it has 3 attacks: Senpu, Tatsumaki Giri, Sesugiri, and Shippuzuki. And that's from the front. I can't register this card because I live in the States, and unless you live in the Pacific, in the East Pacific, you can't register for these. And I tried telling them, it's like, look, I have this card and I want to play. Nope, you can't do it. It's not our problem. It's not our fault, even though clearly the game is made by Bandai Namco. And I had to sign up on the Bandai Namco website. And they're still telling, and they told me it's not them. Yeah. And just to get this out of the way, here is the Cardass card that it came with. This one doesn't have a registration code, I think. It's entirely in Japanese. The only thing I can read on it are the numbers. And that's about it. So, yay, got that out of the way first, because I thought it was important, and, you know, all that crap. Anyway, here is the second suit from, well, Sekai's second suit from the second half of Gundam Build Fighters Tri. It is the upgraded version of the Build Burning Gundam, right, which I just put right there. And effectively, this model only has it's pretty much constructed exactly the same on the inside as this one, but there are a few different parts. The arms, legs, or shins and calves, the forearms and the shoulders and the upper portions of the torso here, and some of the translucent blue bits. I will be putting it into its burst mode, or whatever it's called when it goes into orange, and I'll be using this. This is it was a fingernail cleaner. It is not anymore. Yes, it has been cleaned and sterilized with alcohol and then wiped down with a cloth, so it's clean. This thing has to remove the blue portions from the shoulders and the legs and probably the backs of the arms. Everything else I can probably get out with my fingernails. The other big difference between this one and the Build Burning, I didn't paint the tummy or the abdomen. I got a bit too liberal with the pen last time, and I couldn't get it just right, and it was irritating me, so I didn't bother doing it here. I did, however, do the head perfectly a second time. I was so happy. Oh yeah, the backpack is different too. I also did color in the skirts, as I didn't do that on the Build Burning. So, you know, they both have their own little individual paint quirks. This one also had fewer decals. That was nice, since this one had the 4 down here on the backs of its calves. This one only had the ones on its feet, the eyes, and the one on the forehead. That was it! That was it. I was so happy. Because I hate doing decals. Now the build burning will go bye-bye. Oh yeah, speaking of, I'm not sure what color the insides of the arms are, or what they should be, rather. But the tri-burning came with a second pair for arm construction, so if I ever... excuse me. If I ever find out what color the insides of the build burning are, if they're white or red, I can now correct that. Yay. Now, there are a few things I'm not going to show with the tri-burning because, well, I still don't have a stand yet. And I probably won't for the foreseeable future. Or probably for a month to 2 weeks. Anyway, I didn't cut out all of its effect parts because I already have the build burnings. They're exactly the same. Right down to the hands. The hands are completely the same. Even the effect hands are exactly the same. The only way I can tell them apart is I didn't paint the insides of the tri-burning's hands. At least I don't think I did. Nope, I did not. Nope. So, anyway, it has the same basic range of movement, which is pretty damn near impressive for a model kit. The only thing I'm more afraid of is that the models are more likely to get their joints loose. Their joints are more likely to get loosened than the action figures are, since those are put together with screws and bolts and things. Screws and pins and things. Anyway, so, you know, let's see. Let me try putting the flamey bits on it. Haven't actually done that before, and I've actually had to. Oh, you know what else? Let's look at the info book first. Oh yeah, it also came with an adapter piece for a single peg adapter. You won't see that until next week, maybe, because this will be going up 2 days after Build Fighters Tri ends. And this is being recorded on a Tuesday, so the episode hasn't even aired yet. Here's the back, and that's what it will hopefully look like when I'm done with it. Because I have never put the flaming orange bits on it yet. I've been too afraid, and this thing has way more little bits that can get lost than the build burning. Here are some other things at the bottom. The Hyper... what is that? The Hyper Shiki, Amazing Red Warrior, the Mach Squad or Mach Army, and the Hyper Booster and a few other things. I can't remember all of them. Here is the weird artist rendition of the model, of the animation model, and I cannot wrap my head around the standstill models because they have proportional issues. I just see them. When I saw it took me a while to notice, but the Reborn's Gundam artwork, the legs are shorter than the upper body, and it's really disturbing when you can actually separate the image from the toy. It's weird. And here's the customized plan for it. And yeah, it's folded in half because the rest of it is all instructions, which you can probably see online somewhere. You know, unless you want to see all of this crap. I'm pretty sure you don't. So, there's that. Technically, I should probably keep that open so I can see what the hell I'm doing, and what I should do when I start taking this thing apart so I can show you what it looks like in its burst mode, or whatever it's supposed to be called. how did I separate these? Uh-oh. Oh, good. I thought I was looking at the wrong part and I started freaking out in my head. Okay. First, we are going to remove this little blue chest piece. This thing has fallen off at least once, and it's terrifying. There's the orange backpack. Oh, there it is. I have a little tray with all the parts sitting in here separated into left and right because, yes, I'm that anal retentive about it. Put the blue one in, and we take the backpack out, and we start by pulling this white piece off and putting the backpack in there. And we put the white piece on top of this. And why didn't I think to bring in my light so I can show you what this thing looks like behind light? I don't know. Oh well, too late, done and over with. Let's see what part I pull out first, and this is for the left half. And it's for the hip skirt, which does not want to come off. Yes, we're going to have to do some off-camera work here. Sorry, but that's just how it goes sometimes. And here's the part that came off. Goes in here. And here's the part that will go on. And now it is on. What part is this? This will go on the leg. This is where the the tool that I picked out has to come in. And yeah, this is terrifying. Okay, good. Sometimes I think I might accidentally crack the plastic, because it's translucent or clear plastic, and that stuff can crack like no one's business. That's the other reason why I've been hesitant to use these parts. Not because these are clear plastic, but they're more of a clear rubbery plastic, so I'm not really afraid of the flame bits. It's the clear hard plastic that's in the Gundam itself that's given me the heebie-jeebies. You know what, I'll put these, the backpack and the chest bit on last. Okay, this is for the calf. So the leg is almost done. Ah, there we go. That came out quite easily. As a flaming leg. And like I said, it has all the same effect parts, save for these that, you know, you're seeing now that are part of the Build Burning Gundam. What part is this? Oh, this is the back of the leg. This is the calf. This is, again, where, yep. Gonna have to do this one off camera for a little bit. I'm sorry, folks. That's just how it goes. Ah! Okay. It almost flew off, but it fell into my lap, so that's good. Here's what it looks like so far from the left side. It's looking pretty good. What piece is this? Oh dear. The arm. More off-camera work. The other thing I'm terrified is that the forearms are not held together very well. I don't know why, but you can see that giant gap there. I could not make it, I couldn't close it any further than that. And I feel so bad about that. It makes me feel like I'm not good at this. I mean, I'm still... It's been years since I put together a Gundam. Well, you know, months technically, but it has been a very, very long time since I put together these things en masse. And only 1, 2, 3 parts left, and these are... Okay, I see where all these go. These are all the upper body, which means a bit of off-camera work, so the parts don't go flying. And believe me, I would rather, as much as this takes away from stuff that happens on camera, I would rather do it off camera than, you know, risk parts going flying across the room and me never being able to find them ever again. So, I'm pretty sure that's an understandable, issue. And the one on the back of the arm just fell off. Okay. Let's see, this one goes in here. And that was amusing, kind of. Huh. This came out quite easily. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than that. Wow! It looks a lot better in person than it does as a... That's what it looks like in a, what I'd like to call half ignition. Because only half of it is on fire. Oh dear. Now, I'm going to start removing the bits from the right side. Start putting those in the case. Might as well pull the flame bits out so you can see them out on the table. It's going to be kind of hard to tell which part goes where because they do look virtually the same from every angle. And it took like 2 or 3 tries in the manual for me to tell which ones go on the left, which ones go on the right, because, like I said, they all look the same. Come on. Yeah, I just got done doing the arm. Imagine this, me doing this over here, hunched over the camera so you wouldn't be able to see anything, and then all of the pieces go flying off all at once. Yeah, I'd be really unhappy. And I don't think this video would go up on YouTube at all with how unfortunate things would happen. Now, currently, since the show is going into its last episode, and as I always say when I talk about shows involving, you know, toys involving shows and things, if you haven't been watching, I do believe they just won the under, I think it was under 21, under 19 tournament, and pretty much all of their Gundams got vaporized. The build burning was the least mangled of them. But at the end, all that remained was most of the, or not build burning, try burning. Most of the upper body was left, the part of the head was left, the V-crest was gone, and only one arm remained. Considering how, and I do have the Lightning Gundam now, I actually got it earlier last week, and I put it together with the Mark II weapon systems, and you'll be seeing that one next week. They are virtually constructed on the inside identically. So the try burning repair, as I called it scene in that episode during the sudden death round is well, I don't know if it's entirely possible, but I know you can use the Lightning Gundam's parts for it. That I do know. I do not have the star winning. I intend on getting the star winning, so I can at least say I have the complete Tri-Fighters set. Where do you go? You go right here. There's this. This goes here. And I do wish I had what is that thing? The GP base, so I could display this thing properly. I just don't know if I should get the green LED, because that's the general use one, or the red LED to put inside of it, because if I use the red LED, it is going to be the display stand for the Tri-Burning Gundam. If it's the green LED, it's going to be for the Amazing Exia, because, I'm sorry, the Amazing Exia is my favorite Gunpla. It was the first one, well, it was the second after the Dark Matter Exia, and the only reason I don't like the Dark Matter Exia is because of its color scheme. The purple and the red, it looks gross. It does. It looks gross to me. I don't like it. The mobile suit itself isn't that bad, and Gunpla, technically. Come on. Get in here. And... look at that! That just looks freaking awesome! I kind of regret not displaying it like this earlier. Holy crap! And here it is next to the dull one. Oh my god, it just looks freaking awesome! I know, wow! I regret not having displayed it like this before, but, you know, then again, I didn't have any way of storing the parts properly before. I store them in separated left and right. Oh, excuse me, that's the lemonade talking. Gonna have to move the arms a bit so I can go full flame. Flame on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. You know what? Let's go all the way. And I do mean all the way. I'm going to remove its hands briefly. I'm not going to put in any, like, big explosion effect parts. But I have been thinking, if I do get a stand for this, I'm going to get as many orange explosion bits as I can and make it look like it's completely on fire. I said look like. I'm not actually going to set it on fire. This thing took me about, I think, either 4 or 5.5 hours, 4.5 or 5 hours to build, and oh my god, it's just gorgeous now. Oh Lord. I don't want to mess with it now. It just looks too good. Oh my Lord. Just look at it. Even with the orange hands right there and there, it just looks perfect. And also it has this, but like I said, you won't get to see this in effect until next week because of the Lightning Gundam. But oh my Lord, it just looks freaking amazing. So, this was the, not Lightning. That's next week. This is the Tri-Burning Gundam, not the Build Burning, the Tri-Burning. Not the Burning, that's actually the God Gundam, because of its original name and origin. The reason it is called the Burning in the West, and likely in Europe, is because of its implications to European and Western Christian culture. Because the Dark Gundam used to be called the Devil Gundam. Yeah, go figure. And this is actually the real Burning Gundam. This is the Burning Gundam. That thing is actually the God Gundam. Blah, 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 blah. And it has double-jointed knees, double-jointed elbows, which, again, its effect parts actually hinder its movement a bit. The shoulders are on a ball joint inside a socket, which is attached to a hinge, which allows that to happen. The head is on a ball joint. The upper and lower midsection are on ball joints. The waist is on a standard peg. The thighs are on universal joints, I believe. On a, they can go forward, they can go back, they can fold out. And there's also a tilt inside the waist, so the one leg can actually extend further and the other one will go up. Just not nearly as annoying as the Dark Matter or the Amazing Exias, because they're actually pegged by the cod piece and the back skirt. Yes, I just called it a cod piece. So there it is, the Tri-Burning Gundam in burst mode. Oh, right. Before I do that, I should probably, before I end the video, I should probably, show the rest of this, the effect parts in action. It's, oh my god, it just looks so amazing, like it could be some sort of pseudo Autobot or something. Okay, that goes in like so, and flip this around, peg it in, it went flying. That wasn't supposed to happen. That goes in like so, and this one also goes in like so. I have them in wrong angles? No, one is just pushed in further. It doesn't quite look right, but oh well. There it is with what I call the flame scarf, or I don't know what you would call them, but it's still flames bursting out of its back. And it still looks amazing. Wrong Gundam user, of course, but still, it just looks frickin' awesome with all the flames pouring out of it. Excuse me, I've been talking for almost half an hour. And so, I guess with that, I'm going to end the video. When I get a display stand, there will be video updates for the Build and Tri-Burning Gundams, as well as the Lightning Gundam. Because while that video will be going up next week, a week after Tri ends, I won't be able to display it yet. So there you go. The first member of Build Fighters, of Team Tri Fighters from the second half of the season. Later!